forgot what it's supposed to be.
Hello, everybody. Eric Worre here. Welcome to the Excellence Project. I'm excited to be able to share a great conversation with you. At least I expect it to be a great conversation with my friend Tina Joy Carroll. Tina, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excited that you're here in Las Vegas. You're here to see Kenny Chesney.
I am. Yes.
Yeah. So you're a big country music fan.
I am.
So where does he rank in your
Number one.
Number one.
I've been a Kenny Chesney fan for a very long time.
So this guy's like super fit guy, right?
Well, I don't know.
Is he the super fit? Well, they all have hats, but super.
I don't know that he's super fit.
Isn't he?
I don't think he's super. I mean, I'm thinking he might be fit, but not like super
Who's
fit.
the super fit guy?
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
He's super fit.
Yeah, he's super fit.
Who else is super fit
I don't know.
in the country western?
Let's see. Listen, I don't know any of the new guys. I'm that age where I just listen to what I listen to and know nothing new.
Fair enough. Okay, so who's the Morgan Wallen?
Oh yes, Morgan Wallen.
Are you a fan?
I do like him. I love his
Because
music.
he's like these huge.
He's really
arenas.
good. Yes, he's really good. His music's good too.
So I'm trying to think who it was. This is how bad I am with country music. I met Garth Brooks a couple times.
Oh, that's cool.
And Garth Brooks, producer that produced all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Worked with him actually for a bit.
No way.
Jimmy Bowen was his name.
That's cool.
Down in Nashville, went to his estate and talked about all the stuff, all the platinum records. But who's the guy? The king of country music.
George Strait
Yes.
or Alan Jackson?
Yes. So I'm at this is a humble brag, but I was at Augusta National Golf Course
Okay.
playing golf
Oh,
with Harvey McKay
no
and
kidding.
Lou Holtz. Lou
Okay.
Holtz, the coach.
Yeah, yeah,
And Lou's the member.
yeah.
And we're getting ready to golf, and we're on the first tee, and this guy comes up and says, "Mr. Holtz, coach, I'd like to meet you." Da, 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 da. You know, and coach says, "Yeah, hey, how you doing?" And I don't recognize the guy, and so they're bantering. My kids love you, and I love what you've done, all that stuff, and coach finally says, "So what do you do?" He said, "Well, I'm an entertainer. I'm a singer." He said, "Really? Are you any good?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right. What's your name?" "George Strait."
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, okay,
That's great.
yeah, and I had no clue. You see these guys without their hats; they look different.
Of course.
And you see them in real life; they
Yeah.
look different. You imagine George Strait in a golf outfit. It would be a different look.
Oh, that's great.
But anyway, so we teed up and had the round, and Coach Holtz was like oblivious to the name George Strait.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
Now, didn't you have him? I think it was 2019. GoPro?
Yes, we had him in.
Yeah, because I got to meet him.
Yep,
Yeah.
a legend guy. He just passed away, but absolute legend
Yeah.
as a coach, and when you're there, it's so crazy because it's a surreal experience. Anybody who ever gets the opportunity, there's this dining room that you get to go to, and you have to wear a jacket.
Yeah.
It's pretty small, but I remember the first time I went there with him. There's like at that table, there's Tiger Woods and his group, and there's that table's Jack Nicklaus and his group, and there's Peyton Manning and his dad and
No
his
kidding.
brother Eli at that table, and everyone would come to Coach,
Really?
pay respects. Coach would, say hello and talk with them, but every single one.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was the stories were pretty amazing. But anyway, enough about that. I've got to get a good report of what happens with Mr. Chesney, and if it's a good show, go into the Sphere.
We are. We went last year. That's why we're back. It was so good.
Yeah, for those who don't know, there's this venue,
Yeah.
which is this Sphere, this
Yeah.
big ball that cost something like $2.3 billion to make, and they do shows and concerts there. If you ever have opportunity to go to a show, go.
Do it.
Doesn't even matter which one it is.
No, just go.
They do a show every day with the Wizard
Wizard
of
of
Oz.
Oz. Yep.
and which is all remastered and remade, and apples fall from the
Yeah,
sky.
it's so cool.
And yes, I've seen the Eagles. I've seen U2.
Okay.
I've seen a DJ, Anima. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. What else have I seen? I think that's it. Everybody raves about the Backstreet Boys also.
You're not going?
I haven't yet.
Come on.
But everybody raves about it. They said it's an unbelievable show.
I'm sure it is.
We will see. So anyway, so you've been involved in the network marketing profession how long?
10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah.
And when did we meet?
So I came to my first GoPro. I joined network marketing in February 2016, and I went to my first GoPro December 2016. And I absolutely did not have the money to do it.
Yeah, I'm
and
glad
that's
you
what
did.
the tickets were $300, and it felt like $3 million. But we bought them, and we just figured it out.
Who did we have speaking on that stage that,
Oh
that
gosh,
year? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Was it MGM?
Oh, Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins was here, and I just remember how tall he was.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
My goodness gracious. I can't remember who else. I just remember Tony and you, and I just remember being in the very back of the room thinking, how do I get closer?
Yes.
How do I move up there? What do I got to do?
So when was the first year you came to the house?
That was
when I think I first met you.
2019.
2019.
Yeah,
so 3 years
2019,
later.
because that's when I bought the Super VIP ticket to GoPro.
Ah.
Yeah,
So it was you and some redhead.
it was Lindsay
Lindsay
Tronalone.
Tronalone. Yes, I remember.
Yep.
And you came in with the
mouse
Mickey Mouse
Yes.
or Minnie Mouse ears.
Yep. Yep.
And I was like, "What's up with that?" Then we
Well,
got to we
yeah.
got to had a whole conversation. You were a completely different person
Totally.
back then.
They don't even look
you're
the same.
half the person you were.
Yes.
Literally at the time.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into your story because
Okay.
you've become a top earner and you're part of our mastermind. There's lots of different things that you've done, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
I want to go all the way back
Yeah.
and just tell me your story growing up.
Okay, yeah. So, growing up, you don't know what you don't know, right? So it seemed great for me. My mom left when I was little, but I had a great dad and, had great childhood memories, ended up with a stepmom and stepbrothers and sisters and loved that, and was just, I didn't know then that it was really just shaping who I was, but I was always very extroverted and outgoing and willing to try things. And I always questioned everything and asked a lot of questions about things. It would drive people crazy and still to this day, I'm a question asker. I ask a ton of questions because I'm curious. So that was in me when I was little. And then fast forward, my dad ended up getting a divorce, and he was very much concerned with not losing his stuff and not so much on what his teenage daughter was doing. And so I ended up pregnant at 16.
Oh, wow.
And, which, one of the greatest things that ever happened to me,
Sure.
right? I got to be a young mom, so it makes me a young grandma, which is super fun, right? But I ended up having 3 kids by the time I was 23 years old. And for a while, life was just normal. I was just the stay-at-home mom life, homeschooling kids, working at my church. And then, when you don't deal with because I left out a lot of trauma in that particular time. When you don't deal with it, eventually it'll rear its head for me.
What form did the trauma take generally?
The only way to describe it is I just wanted to run. And
What I mean is, what was the cause of the trauma?
Oh, no. I was trafficked when I was a teenager.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And
So talk to me about what that means.
So I'm so careful in sharing this because there's other people that are involved and they've never shared their story.
Okay.
But it was someone that I knew and someone that the community respected. And they weren't who they claimed to be. Some people knew kind of behind the curtain what was going on. Some didn't. And the way I got it to stop was I just stopped going over there. Thankfully, it was just 3 times for me. So, but it's still done just an unbelievable amount of damage in a very nice part of town. That's what if anybody's paying attention, don't think that it's like, I just feel like sometimes we think it's like this dark thing that happens in other places, and it was very much in a very suburban area.
So help me understand, because I'm maybe grew up in a sheltered environment. You know, I never had crazy stuff like that happen with me.
Yeah.
You never saw it, never had it happen with me. So, when I hear trafficked, I what I think is thrown into the back of a car and taken somewhere. So is it just kind of, is it groomed? Is it set up? Is
Both. Yeah, very much so. It's groomed. It's normalized. It's, well, this is what you do if you want to be able to survive and take care of your kid and make money. And you're just in such a, like a closed environment, and you don't have anybody speaking any truth into you, and you're certainly not talking about it to other people. That
is it somebody saying, well, you could do this?
Uh-huh. And it's somebody you trust.
Like in today's world, you could do OnlyFans, and I'll be your manager.
Very much so.
That kind of thing.
Very much so.
Okay.
And then it's,
and you can make some money, and you don't have to like work in this fast food place. You don't have to wait tables. And,
and then
less hours, you can be with your kid more and that kind of stuff.
Well, and then too, at this point, I was dabbling with using things I shouldn't have been using. And so I wasn't in my right state of mind either. And then it made that even worse, because then I didn't want to be in my right state of mind to remember, because it was horrifying.
So was the trigger of this kind of like dad is going through his stuff, ending one relationship, and that's occupying him, and at the same time you're kind of like on your own to do whatever.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then that like the physical stuff leads to some of the chemical stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And then
That's a bad cocktail, right?
Very bad. And then I'm thankful that it was just like, well, I just don't have to go back. And so I didn't. I just stopped going.
Okay.
And I didn't go back over there
So what
anymore.
was that thing that says, you know what, this is a bad direction. I'm not going to go down this.
I was
direction.
scared. I was really scared. Like, just really scared from one particular incident where it wasn't just one person. And when I got there, and it just was scary. And so it was like, okay, I just won't go back, and hopefully nothing will happen. And it didn't.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't go back, and then I just buried it.
So
I never talked about it, just buried it. No one knew. No one actually knew until that was the one part of my story that there was just so much darkness and shame that it was incredibly difficult to share, because I didn't want it to, I won't say I didn't care about me, because obviously I cared about me, but I didn't want it to hurt my kids. I didn't want them to be like, golly, is there anything that my mom didn't go through, and overcome? But, man, what was wild was I finally shared it. I just went live one day on Facebook, and I was like, I'm just going to share it.
When was this?
About 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was the first time I shared that. I had shared everything except that. That was the only part I'd left out. I would say things like, if you can imagine the most unimaginable thing that happened to you, it's happened to me. But I wouldn't share what that unimaginable thing was.
Right.
And so it was unreal, the number of people that messaged me that knew someone or had been them. It is so much more common than people think. And it's made me hyper aware of just even the environments I put, because I have 5 granddaughters and a grandson, and any of the environments I put them in, like just where we go and how protective I am of them, because I understand it's next door.
Yeah.
It's everywhere you go. And it's just, you got to be so vigilant and so protective, because you just don't know. Because my dad didn't. If he would have known, they wouldn't have survived.
Sure.
Like, they wouldn't have made it if he had known.
Sure.
But he didn't know, and because he really was. I mean, he had worked so hard to have the little he had, and he didn't want to lose it. And that was his only focus, was how did he not lose what he, and then he ended up obviously spending more than he had to fight.
Of course.
It was wild. You know what I mean? But all those years later, I was in my early 30s. I just wanted to run and escape, and I wrecked my life in the process. And there was no everyone was like, she's lost her mind. She's gone crazy. But they didn't know the backstory.
So this is a period of how long when you're in your teens?
So from the time I was 18 until I was in my early 30s. So
no,
now
no.
I have,
What I'm talking about is the period of time where you were
oh yeah, it was a year.
trafficked. It was a year.
Yeah, yeah.
All
it
right.
was a
So
year.
it was a year, and it's amazing how much damage can happen in a short period of time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So congratulations on walking away.
Thank you.
A lot of people don't find the courage or don't feel like they have that option, or they get convinced
Yeah.
that they don't have that option, and this is their life, right? They kind of move forward as a bit broken, but I'm of the belief that we all have something, you know, that's something that happened. We got pushed down in the playground, or you know, much more serious types of things, and how you react to it in the short term and in the long term really kind of defines your life.
Yeah.
You know, what's going to happen, what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, you said it wrecked your life.
I wrecked my life.
Or you wrecked your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be that harsh to you, as far as like, for every action there's a reaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's obvious and sometimes it's subtle, but so from 18 or so, you've walked away, but that part of it still sunk its teeth in.
Yeah. I mean, I was really doing well. Like, I mean, I was raising my kids. I was homeschooling them. I was working at the church. I was like, by all accounts, things were normal until they weren't, until and I didn't know then that it was just the trauma resurfacing and just the inability to even handle. I mean, even still to this day, it's difficult to think about. Like, I still have to pass one of the places every time I go to the airport, which is
Really?
often. Oh yeah. Like, and I have to like it, it's hard to even explain. Like, you can't really breathe. Like, it just makes your chest heavy. Like, oh God, you know what I mean? It's just and so then imagine, I mean, most people, this is why so many don't recover, because it's so hard to forgive yourself, even though it was done to you, right? You know what I mean? By people who shouldn't have put you in that situation, by people that should have protected you, but you still blame yourself because there's actions you take. And so, all that being said, I just lost it. And then my dad not knowing, and him feeling very responsible that since my mom left when I was little to just fix everything, he wasn't doing me any good, right? And so it took him dying. He had to die.
Really?
For me to fall flat on my face and only have the option to either get better or not. The two options. And, you know, thankfully I'd had a friend that I'd seen on social media that was sharing recovery, because I nearly drank myself to death. And I was like, what did you do? How did you get better? Because I don't want to live if this is how it's going to be. And so I went to an AA meeting, and it was the first, what AA did for me was, it was the first time I was ever in a room where people talked about their stuff. I was like, and I mean, I'm talking about, I'll never say the names, but I'm talking about some very famous people to very ordinary people like me. We're in this room together, and I was like, I'm not that different. I'm not that different than our stories are just different, but we've all had some trauma or something. And so it was the first time I had hope that I could be better. I could get better. And so I just one day at a time, I just got better. And then that led to me getting, you know, a job and doing very well. And what occurred to me very early on in that job, just like it did in network marketing, was all I have to do is just work harder than most people, and I could be successful at this. And I proved that in corporate America. In 9 months, I had the most coveted position.
What did you do?
I was a project specialist exteriors. So if you needed fences, gutters, decks, siding, HVAC, generator, anything to do with the exterior of your home, I quoted it and sold it to you. And was in the top 10% of Lowe's, of all of Lowe's, like in very short amount of time. But I just applied myself. And it wasn't because I was the most talented. I was just the most consistent and willing to show up. And so then I just started to slowly apply that in different areas of my life, my health, and then in network marketing. And then I always say network marketing did something to me that if I had never made a dollar, it introduced me to self-development. And before network marketing, I thought that was for crazy people, not realizing I was one, right? And that we all need it. And because I just remember like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, and I remember asking the lady in Melody, like, what did you do? What books did you read? Just tell me what to do. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. And she sent me a picture of books, and it was all the great ones, right? Think and Grow Rich, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and all those greats. And I was like, okay, I'll just read the books. Well, it was in reading the books that I started to heal. That the parts of me that I just didn't know even needed healing, and understanding how powerful our own thoughts are, and the words we say and the thoughts we think, and how we actually do have control over those things. And so even if I had never had the kind of success I have had in this industry, that made it worth it.
Yeah, interesting. So the path to healing,
Yeah.
there was the realization that when your dad passed, that you've got to like figure this out.
Yeah.
There was AA, realizing that you're not alone, that but that probably didn't fully heal you, but probably put you on a path.
Yeah, it put me on a path.
Right, and it let you have a clear head.
Yeah.
And figure out how you're gonna
Yeah.
look at your life.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, a person has to make a decision. Because with difficult situations, when you look back at them,
Yeah.
they were probably necessary for you to be who you are and what you're doing.
100%.
But it's hard to see that in the moment.
Yeah.
And people go one of two ways that I've noticed. They either use that as a reason to achieve and contribute to other people's lives and help and whatever, or they use it as a reason to withdraw and, quote unquote, be a victim. And that's their story.
That's it.
And some people, it's just, you ever met somebody that they went through a divorce and that was their whole story?
Absolutely.
That's
their whole identity.
all their entire identity is divorce, 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 divorce. But let me tell you one more time this SOB and what he did to me and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So somebody gets stuck in their story. They don't realize they can change their story.
Yeah.
And in changing the story, you figure out a way to change your life. You got to decide what are the patterns, what keeps happening over and over and over again, and what are you doing about it? So, in personal development, for me, I did some of the things that like AA did for you. It's like, when I listened to Jim Rohn first time and he said, I was struggling, I found a mentor. I started to make some changes. I realized this change was in here, not out there.
Yep.
And I turned my life around.
Yeah.
And like, I used to blame everything. Now I took responsibility. I'm like, well, that's kind of me too. So I could relate to it a little bit. The 7 steps to this and the 5 ways to that and the 4 laws of this and all these different things. Those were later for me.
Yeah.
I needed to hear some stories.
Yeah.
Like I needed to realize I could go from broke to, not broke.
Not broke. Yeah. Same.
I have some money or whatever.
Yeah.
I need to learn that was possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And mentors helped me with that. Network marketing helped me with that. The personal development side of network marketing, I'm very grateful for, because I think this puts us in an environment where I don't know if there's any environment in the world where if you apply yourself in personal development, you can get rewarded as fast.
Yeah, right.
If you work for some corporation and you read a book, well, are you going to get a raise next month? Probably not.
Right.
But here you can actually take the principle and get a raise.
Yep.
Next month or, certainly next year.
Yeah.
Like from every little tiny idea. It's like, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard for things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, you got to get better. Well, I made more money the next month from that one idea. Every time I didn't want to do something, well, for things to change, you got to change.
Yeah.
And it just rewired my little brain.
Yeah.
Say, okay, I can do this. So Yeah, that's one of the side benefits of our profession is regardless of the money, it will make you become a better person.
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to make money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the desire to earn more is gonna reward you becoming more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I realized that I was the asset, and if I didn't develop me, I couldn't expect to have long-term big income. So
That's it.
anyway, so all right, so you go through corporate.
Yeah.
You got your
Making six figures.
you're
so-
making six figures, and where are you living this whole time?
Tennessee, same
Tennessee.
place. Yeah, I've always lived within about a 30-mile radius of where I grew up.
And where in Tennessee?
Just north of Nashville.
Okay,
Yeah.
I lived in Nashville for a minute.
Okay.
This is my first network marketing company, and you've heard me talk about my mentor John Joyce.
Yeah.
Well, a childhood friend of our family, or a friend of our family, childhood friend, his name was Billy Smiley.
Oh, what a great name.
And Billy Smiley was a member of a Christian rock and roll band
That's so fun.
called Striper, I think it was called. No, it was Whiteheart. Whiteheart is what it
Okay.
was called. And Whiteheart. And so he wanted to start a little Christian record label. So he needed some partners for that. So John Joyce had money. I had ideas. So we started a record company called
No kidding.
Wave Records, it was called. We had no hits.
I had no idea.
Zero hits down in Nashville, but I got to meet everybody. I got to meet Amy Grant, and I got to
That's
meet
so
all
fun.
these famous people. I watched Kenny Rogers record a song with somebody. So hey, I was inside the little world,
Yeah.
the Bluebird Cafe, and all this fancy
It's its
stuff.
own little
and-
world down there.
and I was pretending I was an A&R guy. Inside of the record biz.
That's great.
I think we put out a couple records, but anyway, so I love the arts. I just love the arts, and I love the vibe of the whole town, and it's all super cool.
Yeah.
And that's where Garth Brooks, manager, lived down there.
Yeah, yeah.
On one of those royal estate drives, with the gated things and all the McMansions, like colonial houses, lined up.
Yeah.
So back in the
It's
day.
beautiful. It
Yeah.
is.
All right.
We love it.
So you're when would you say you started healing? How old are you?
I'm 50.
No, how old were you then? I would never ask you how old you are now, because
You know what?
look
I
like
learned.
you're 37.
My friend Tracy says the greatest thing, and this is what you say.
What?
How young are you?
How young are you? Nice.
Isn't that great?
I'd pay a lot of money to be 50. I would. I'd give you all of it. So how old were you do you feel when you started the healing process?
Gosh, so 2010. So what's that? 16 years ago. So what's that? Maybe 34.
34-ish.
34-ish. I would say was the process started.
Okay.
It is still ongoing.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
One of the cool things about healing and just how good God's been through the process is actually this October, I get to go to Greece with Christine Kane, who has the A21 Foundation that helps people that have been trafficked.
Wow.
That just happened, right? And it didn't just happen. We know that didn't. There's no such thing as coincidences. But I get to be a voice now for someone who is on the other side.
Yep.
And then I was at an event just a few weeks ago in Boca and met a lady who runs a place in Hawaii, who is going to have us out there to speak because it's very, very, very common in Hawaii for people to be trafficked. They're brought there from actually Texas and California often, and it happens a lot in Hawaii. And so I'm going to be going there to speak and just share the hope on the other side.
Nice.
So that these girls have hope.
Nice.
Yeah. So it all comes full circle, right? So the thing that I say that to say this to whoever's watching, like the thing that you're most afraid to share, like the thing that feels the scariest, the most shameful, the most dark, is the thing that's actually bringing the most light and can help a lot of people. That just, if you would have told me that when I first decided to share it, I was just sick over it. Like, oh, I just don't want people to know that part. Do we have to share that part? Can we just share all the other parts? I already told him I went to jail a couple times. Isn't that enough? But it's those parts that really have brought the most light and can help the most people.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is sharing it a year after
True.
is one thing.
Absolutely.
15 years after is a different thing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just having some space to be able to say, in this other universe, this other life that I lived,
right,
here's what happened.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you just need a little space.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
But
a
I
little
just
too
think,
close and raw.
well, I just think often, even me, if for all those years, I mean, the truth was I cared what people thought.
Well, who doesn't?
Right.
It's on some level.
Right. It was, what were they going to think of me if I shared it? And
You do get to a certain stage in life where you care less.
yeah, you do. You do care less. I mean,
just
now
like-
there's nothing left. And so it's interesting now because you never stop having haters, right? Especially when you have a presence on social media. I'm like, listen, I've shared it all. There's nothing you could say anymore that's going to affect me. I've said the worst things that I thought that possibly could have happened to me have been put out there now.
I actually think the truth is, if you lie to the world, then you're a slave to the world.
Absolutely.
But if you don't, they have nothing.
Nothing. They have nothing.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Say what you're going to say. Do what
Yeah.
you're going to do.
Yeah.
Have your opinions.
Right.
Occasionally, I'll use them as fuel,
Right.
but not less and less.
Really.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
whatever. Somebody's got an opinion. We were talking before we started here about somebody having an opinion. Some people still really think that I'm going to stop being a generic trainer, and this has all been a plot.
All these years.
All these 17 years of generic
Yeah.
training across 100 companies, I've done all that to set up.
A
At
company.
62 years old, I'm going to start
Right.
a new network marketing company, and I'm going to take all their people. Okay. I mean, before I would like defend it. No, let me tell you a million reasons why.
Why,
And
yeah.
I've signed contracts, and I've done all this stuff, and I would never. And I'm like, think what you're going to think.
Right, just think what you're gonna think.
Whatever.
Right.
And I love you anyway. Yeah, hey, do
Yeah.
what you're going to do. Circle the wagons against an imaginary enemy. It doesn't exist. It's not there. So, anyways, it's like I get that, and I don't have a lot of haters, but I have a few loud ones.
We all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel
It is so
bad
odd.
for them.
Yeah, same. It's so interesting.
I told one of them who was like really, really loud. I said, look, let me save you some pain. Okay. I'm going to be here for a long time. And if it hurts you, every time you see my face, you hear my name, you see a book that I've put out, and if it's going to hurt you every time, I would just encourage you to release it. But in the meantime, block me everywhere.
Right.
Because
don't
you're
make
going to hear it third party. You're going to hear it here
Yes.
and there. And I don't want you to go through that pain all the
Right.
time, because guess what? I'm going to keep winning.
Yeah.
Not to make you a loser. I'm just going to keep serving the community.
Yep.
And you know what I decided to do? Because I went through different phases of my life. I may have shared this with you. My early phase is I was a faker.
Okay.
I was full of shit.
Yeah.
I would, say anything, whatever. And I didn't have much substance.
Yeah.
But I had ambition, and I was just trying to talk my way into good situations.
Yeah.
Then I was a taker. Mm-hmm. Not to make this rhymey, but it's true. In my 20s, my ambition was so blind that I would do anything. I would say whatever I got to say. I would, if somebody else has to lose for me to win, fine. My integrity didn't have much boundaries in my ambition. And that didn't feel good.
Yeah.
That was where most of the mistakes in my career happened. And I'm still embarrassed about some of them. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. I was around a couple people who were fighters, and I became a fighter. And what I mean by that is I I always had an enemy, and I was always battling someone or something.
Yeah.
Just fight. I mean, if you think about somebody in your life that's a fighter,
Yeah.
right? Can you think of any fakers? Can you think of any takers? Right? I was a fighter. I was all three of these. So I kind of around late 20s, early 30s. I was battling.
Yeah.
And one thing happens when you're a fighter is, even if you win in your fights, that means there's a loser out there that it just adds drama to your life.
That's it.
And then I tried to transition to a giver. Like, okay, I'm just gonna give without expectation. And I found out that there are unlimited takers.
Oh yeah.
That will take every ounce of your heart and soul and time and energy and money and everything. So if you're just a pure giver, they'll suck you dry.
Yep.
And then I tried to ultimately end up as a giver with boundaries. That says, I'm going to give, but I'm going to pay attention.
Yes.
And if it's not reciprocal in some way, then I'm going to try and have a boundary there.
Yep.
Just spend less time in that direction.
Yep.
So I'd love to tell you that I'm like 60% giver with boundaries, 20% giver,
Yeah.
and 20% fighter. But my wife would tell you I'm still too much of a giver without boundaries.
Yeah.
And yeah, I struggle.
I've seen you do it. I've seen you do it with people that I know for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But through this whole process, Jim Rohn was always an example. Okay. So here's what I decided. I'm sure Jim had some enemies.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure Jim had some haters. But he was such a contributor to people's lives that the haters realized they should be quiet. Because if they spoke ill of Jim Rohn, have you ever heard anybody speak ill of Jim Rohn?
No.
If they spoke ill of Jim Rohn, it would make them look bad.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to serve so much.
Do that.
That's
the goal.
That if somebody talks shit about me somewhere, everybody's going to go, what are you talking about?
Right.
So I'm not saying that I'm totally there, but I'm more on the way than I was.
Absolutely.
In that process.
I love that.
Yeah. It's just like serve so much that
Yeah.
the brand precedes you before you walk into the
Absolutely.
room. Okay, so what does all of this have to do with network marketing?
Right.
Right? It's like
Somebody needed to hear it.
well, everything.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it's all what kind of makes us who we are. How does network marketing show up in your life? You're crushing it in this corporate sales world.
Yeah. I just didn't. I mean, this. It's one of the words we use.
And before we get to this transition, when did Disney show up in your life?
So I only went once as a child. I actually, unfortunately, don't even have a single photo. I don't know. I don't know if they got, when my dad divorced my stepmom, that they went with them. I just don't know, which makes me sad. I wish I had one, because I genuinely love Disney so much. But as an adult, I just, and still do, I love it. I just enjoy myself when I go there. I mean, even when we were just over in Europe, somebody was like, okay, if you had to pick and come back to Europe or Disney, would you choose? I'm like, Disney. I just genuinely love going. And so it's, just a lot of fun. I actually get to go on my first VIP tour in August. I've never done one.
Really?
No, it's just, listen,
I didn't do the VIP tour, but
Yes,
I did
I
the
remember.
VIP experience.
Yeah, well, remember, because I had tried helping you get one.
Yeah.
And they were sold out.
I mean, oh my gosh, I'm like, I want to pay you whatever it was,
It's a lot, yeah.
big money,
Yeah.
to so I don't have to stand in line.
Yeah, that's it. The whole thing. But I've just gotten so good at knowing how to work the parks that it's not been necessary.
You're like on a first name basis with everybody.
You know why
now.
I want to go? There's a special store you get to shop at that you can only shop at if you're on a VIP tour.
Wow.
And so that is really it.
What's in the store?
There's, ornament, shirts, bags, ears, all the things, but it has the special plaid that it goes with the VIP tour, and it says VIP. And so I really just want to go. And
When are you doing this?
August the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
really, really excited. But Yeah, so I just love it.
Was it just like an escape for you this whole time, or what?
Yeah, I mean, when we go, it depends if I'm with the grandkids or not. If with the grandkids, it's obviously a lot more. We're doing a lot more because we're, entertaining grandkids. But if it's just Donnie and I or my friend and I, like it's very relaxing. I'll go to the pool during the day, read a book, go have a nice meal. Disney World has some really great places to eat, so we'll go have a nice meal, and then we'll go ride a ride or two, see the fireworks, and then do it again the next day. So I'm not like sun up to sundown, riding rides and sweating. And, now the grandkids are there, of course, that looks different, but I just love it. I just do. And then now my grandma name is Minnie, like Minnie Mouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they call me, Minnie. And what's funny is when they see Minnie Mouse, they're like, no, she's Minnie.
When did the ears become a brand thing?
So I was new in network marketing, and I didn't have a warm market. Like most of the people were like, oh, we hope she gets her life together. Oh, it's been rough for her. So it wasn't like people were lined up to do business with me. The only way I was going to build a business was from strangers on the internet.
Okay.
And so I was putting out content, and I was just honestly.
Why would people not want to do it? You were successful.
This was in my head, probably more than anything, right? Like why would I message those people? They're going to be like, oh, she was just in jail a few years ago, But I just needed to go meet new people and find new people. And the other part of that too, and being transparent, is I had gained weight and a lot of it. And I wasn't ever heavy before. And now I was embarrassed of how I looked. And there was this barrier there of I didn't want to talk to people who knew me before. Like, oh, we're going to take health and wellness advice from you. Look at you. Like, I mean, there was that there too.
Yeah.
And so I just get online. I start throwing spaghetti at a wall, see it'll stick. The only thing I know to do is read a book, teach you what I learned from the book, because it was the only thing I knew, right? This was when live video was a thing and no one was watching except my husband. And so I already really did love Disney. I already had these ears. I was like, well, I wonder if I put them on, if people would stop and watch. And they did. And so then it became its own, unintentionally. It became a thing. Like, it wasn't like I intended it to be. It just was what got people to pay attention.
Yeah.
And so, and then it was actually you not long ago. You gave me permission. And I don't know that I necessarily needed it, but it was like, oh, I can. I don't have to be that forever. Like, I can be professional network marketer, Tina Joy Carroll.
And you can put them on anytime you want.
And put them on anytime I want to, but it doesn't have to be every single thing that I do like it was before. Like, if I wouldn't wear them, people are like, where's your ears? I'm like, in the closet?
I miss them sometimes.
Yeah.
I do, actually.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Because they're so unique.
They are. It was unique. Well, you know what was it's really cool because I'll see people now that followed me that are doing it. And it's so interesting. It's like, wow, people were paying attention. They're doing something to get it to work.
Stand out. Yeah.
To stand out, because it's really hard in a noisy social media world to stand out.
Yeah.
So,
I've got a friend of mine, he's a marketing agency guy, but his color is red, so everything is red.
Yeah.
His set is red. His outfits are red. Everything's red.
Yeah.
He just went all in on red.
Yeah.
So whatever that is, fine. Find the thing. I do think it's important to kind of find a hook.
Yeah, something that works for you.
Yeah, that you can kind of represent in anything, any passion, any interest, anything, in order to be able to kind of resonate with people.
Yeah.
So how do you get introduced to network marketing?
So I see it online on social media, a friend of mine from high school, and she reaches out to me, and I'm like, no, not only am I not doing it, I wish you would stop. It's embarrassing. Like, that was genuinely how I felt. Like, why don't these people get real jobs?
Yes.
Because you don't know what you don't know. And isn't because I had some experience or even knew anybody. Like, actually, my grandmother was in it. I just didn't realize it until I was in it that's what she did. My mother was in it. I didn't realize that home interior was that. Like, and so I just kept watching. And eventually what I seen were these women who were spending their days with their children and their grandchildren. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm the stupid one. Because my kids were getting to the age that grandkids were a real possibility. And I was never going to have time to see them. Like, I was doing well by the world standards, but I had zero time. I mean, and when you sell somebody a $50,000, $60,000 deck or roof, they're calling you if the screws don't show up, if the contract, it doesn't matter that it's through the department store. They're calling you. So you have no freedom in it. And so I was like, I mean, what do I have to lose? What, my life stays exactly the same as it is? Okay. And so I remember I sat down with the woman And I just said, how much are you earning? Like, actually. And she told me, and it was like 80 something thousand dollars a month. And I was like, what?
A month?
A month. I was like, what? I was like, and she was very normal. She had no big giant following. Like, it wasn't like she was some influencer. She was a grandma. I went to school with her daughter. Like, very normal human. And so I was like, okay, if this lady can do it, I could do it. Like, there's nothing.
So this is your Wolf of Wall Street moment.
Yes.
You know, you show me a pay stub of making this amount a month, and I will go to work for you right now.
Yes.
So did you get on the payphone and just say, you know, hey, guess what? I quit.
I didn't quit. But here's the best thing that happened. So I signed up in February. I was a very successful woman in a man-dominated field. And people didn't like that. And on August the 1st of 2016, they fired me for a technicality on a contract. They'd written me up before, and I fought it and won. And so I knew then, like, my days are numbered, like, because I fought and won. But it was actually the best thing that happened to me because I was comfortable. I still had that money coming in, and so I wasn't going all in on my network marketing. And I had to. Like, we couldn't survive without my income, so I had to. And so that was in August, and so I'm trudging along, trying to figure it out. I go to GoPro, and I'm like, and then I actually, in December, y'all did a 12 days of giveaways, and I won the most powerful women in networking ticket to March of the following year. And so I bought at the GoPro event, I bought your Recruit 20 and 30. And I printed it, and I had it in a binder, and I'm doing the things, and I'm like, okay, what is missing? Like, why am I not making money? Like, I was making money, but not enough, you know, like barely to cover my products. And so I go in March. It was really going to be my last hoorah. I was like, well, I'm going to have to get a job if I can't figure this out. Like, I have to make money for us to survive. And so I go in March, and I'll never forget. You guys ask, if you're making 6 figures or more, stand up. And all of these people stood up, and they were all very different. It wasn't one type of person. It wasn't one company. It wasn't one product. It was, what was I missing? What was I missing? What was I not doing? And so here I had all these pages of notes. And so for anybody out there that's taking notes, and then you do nothing but stick it on your bookshelf when you get home and you don't implement it, those are your uncashed checks. That's where your money's at, in implementing the things that you're taught. And so I went home and I just started implementing the things that I was taught. And the next month I made $4,000. And I was like, oh my gosh, this could work. I ended up making like $60,000 that year, which was plenty for us to make it work. And then just steadily went up, you know, to 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures. And just, and that was just a lesson to me in, you have to implement what you're being taught. It does no good to go learn and sit on the knowledge. You have to do what you're being taught to do, and you have to do it over and over and over again until it works. And I also, it just changed my posture. Like, I just became more confident because I was taking the action on what I was learning instead of just cowering, like, because I didn't know what I was doing because I wasn't doing it. So I didn't have any confidence, because the only way you get confidence is to take the action. And so once I took the action, the confidence continued to grow, and my posture grew. And what I mean by that was, when I would show up on social media, I was more postured. I sounded like I knew what I was doing because I was doing it instead of just being a faker and reading what I was learning in a book that I wasn't implementing.
Right.
And so it just changed everything.
So was GoPro part of that? The book GoPro?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Helpful?
That was the very first book I bought. I was told to buy that, and it's an interesting story. The woman that told me to get the book, she spoke on your stage as $1 million earner, and was told if she ever spoke on your stage again, they would not let her speak on their stages.
Oh, really?
She was never allowed to speak on your stage again, but she was the one that introduced me to you privately, behind the scenes, to keep from getting in trouble. And the interesting thing about that is that company is no longer in existence. And so I just have to think, like, man, what could they have learned from just participating and being a part of, right? And listening. But I bought GoPro. I still have my original copy that is, I mean, it is
beat up.
Oh, so beat up. Pages turned, highlighted, underlined, different highlighters from different times I've read it. I was just sharing with Sandy before we got started that last year I bought 260 of them from you guys, and I gave them to every person at my in-person event. I just gave them one. Like, and if you already have one, then you gift it to someone in your organization, because it's those skills that will make you money. Like, we'll teach you the social media. We'll teach you how to make the reel, but you've got to learn these skills in order to actually make money and continue to make money in this industry. They don't change. Yet, no, we're not paging anybody on their beeper, and we're not call them from a rotary phone, but we the principles are the same. Take the principles from the book and go apply those principles, and it's literally what we even designed our system as a team after. And what every Sunday night we're teaching one of the 7 basic skills of network marketing. It's just coming from a different voice every week.
So Pro Code comes out.
Yes.
After 13 years.
Yeah.
It's just recently out. Give me your feedback on it so far.
So we're doing a book club with it, and we're really, really excited. I'm actually waiting to do it with them so that I'm in it with them, and it's new and fresh as I'm reading it with them. But they're so excited. They're like, it was overwhelming the number of people that how do I get the book early, right? Because we bought the package and then they all got the book. So we're still waiting a few more to find their code and get their book, but really excited to dive into it. I was reading a little bit of it on the plane right here about why network marketing.
Yep.
And just even in that chapter, especially given the world we live in right now, like in the AI world, and even some people that we know and love that are very close to us have lost their jobs to AI. Like, it's a very real thing. Very real thing. And so sometimes people, I remember even a year ago, people were terrified of AI, but for the wrong reasons. And I'm like, that's not why you should be terrified of AI. This is the real reasons you should be worried about AI. And this is what you can do about it. You can actually, because people aren't going to stop using products and services. They're just not. And people buy from people based on recommendations. We do it all the time. And so if you will just get good at the basic skills, then why network marketing? Because it's actually the greatest model out there.
Yeah.
I don't know, even in my most frustrated days, because you deal with humans for a living, right? And things you can't control. There's nothing I can imagine doing except this.
Yeah. Yeah. It for the average person who has entrepreneurial hopes and dreams, there's just nothing better.
No.
I mean, we can make it more difficult, and we can get it wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
But figuring out a way to get it right, I don't think there's a better lifestyle profile for an entrepreneurial type person
Absolutely
than
not.
this. No, not at all. For those that are watching, we have something special for you. If you don't have a copy of Pro Code, I will tell you that you can get a copy, or you can get multiple copies, and we'll make it worth your time. So one copy of this book is $20. You'll be one of the very first people in the world to have your own copy. And I would highly recommend it. It'll teach you how to have a balanced business, how to have a business that lasts. Everything I've learned in the last 13 years, training and working with millions of people around the world, is all included in here. You can get access to all of it for $20. Yeah. And I have a program that I'm really proud of called GoPro Insider, which is a daily video training lesson. Averages about 7 minutes a day. Just let me drip into your mind, mindset, skill set, strategy, ideas, recommendations, tips, in order to be able to have a more successful business. So sometimes just having a voice to give you an idea for a day helps you have a little bit better day. You know, if you can grow yourself just a fraction of a percent every day, that'll be great. That's $20 a month, so $240 a year. So you can get one copy of Pro Code for $20, plus shipping and handling, whatever that is, or you can get 10 copies if you'd like. Yeah. And if you get 10 copies, I'd recommend, even if you don't have 10 people on your team, I would recommend it. And here's why. You're going to have 10 people. Yep. Between the people on your team, prospects, customers, those types of things, if you have 10 in your possession at all times, I would recommend everybody who has a team get 10 in the hands of every person on your team. You're going to have a different team. And if you get 10, you can get a discount. So you can get them at $16 a piece. So you can get $160. And I'll gift you the GoPro Insider for 12 months. So it's $240 worth of free resources for people who are watching this or listening to this. If you go and you can use Tina's code, so procodebook.com/Tina. That will get you access. You can either go to this QR code or procodebook.com/Tina to get one copy for $20 or 10 for $160, and I'll gift you GoPro Insider. Okay, so that's kind of a limited time thing. If you want to get access to it, I'd like you to get access to it. Okay, and please pass it forward. If you have 100 people on your team, just imagine this: 100 people on your team. 50 people have the book and 50 people don't. The 50 people who have the book are going to outproduce the 50 people who don't.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
If you have 50 people, let's say all of them have a book and 50 of them have 10 books and 50 of them have one book, the ones with 10 books are just going to be an order of magnitude more productive and more committed, more solid, more equipped to be able to grow a business fast. Because if you can put this book into the hands of a brand new person quickly, the moment they join, or as close to the moment that they join as possible, you put them on a path towards more sustainability. It's going to help you duplicate. I want you to use this as a tool. Think of this as a seed that you're planting into a person more than you're thinking about a book to learn. Yeah. This is a resource to be able to grow a business, okay? So procodebook.com/Tina, and you can get access to that special offer. Now, you've gone to one of the highest levels in our profession, 7-figure earner, all these different things. First of all, what does that feel like to be making 7 figures a year?
It's wild.
Yeah.
Like some days it's like pinch me, but then some days I get why, because of the work that's been put in. I mean, there is work that you got to put in. Mindset work, skill set. Getting to the places, having a mentor, spending that money, which, speaking of spending the money, even the offer on the books, that's just so generous of you to give them the GoPro Insider. Spend the money for the 10. Like, it will make a difference. It makes a difference when you have a team that understands network marketing and can do it correctly. Because I just feel like, especially since 2020, like there's been just with the social media and Zooms and the lost art of being in person has been lost. Like there's you could be light years ahead of where you are right now and what you believe to be your competition by simply getting 10, even if you don't have the 10 yet. You'll learn the skills you need to get the 10, and then you can put it in their hands so they can go get 10 and 10 and 10, and it will actually duplicate. Because I remember hearing you say duplicate at the very first event in 2016. I was like, what does that mean? I'm not duplicating anything except bad things, the bad results, right? But I finally got it, and it was when it can't all be on you. It's what you teach others and that they can go and do, and then someone else can go and do it, and this makes that more simple. Well, not easy, just simple.
Yeah, you talked about, you mentioned, you earned it.
Oh, yeah.
And we talk about how hard we work and all that stuff, and it's true, but have you ever thought about how hard you would have had to work?
Oh, yeah.
In Lowe's?
Oh.
To still be there today?
How
much of a battle you'd have to fight in
I
order
would
to not only just keep
ever
your
have
job,
made the money I've made.
just to keep it.
Yeah.
Just to survive.
No.
Survive the political stuff.
Oh, no.
Survive being a woman in a man's
cut
world.
back on the commissions you get from the few people that I know that are still in it. Like it would have never happened. Even I have a friend that was like the sales manager for GE, and if their salespeople made over a certain amount of money, they made their numbers harder. Like they don't want you to make more money out there. Like this is the only industry I know that you actually can control how much you're making by the effort that you put in and you're willing to do. And no one can cap that. No one can. It's really only you that caps it.
And the point I'm making is you have to choose your hard.
Choose your hard.
Right. It's going to be hard there. And if somebody's making $1 million in any company a year, as a woman, they're going to have meetings about you.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to say, maybe she'll do it for 800. Do you think she'll quit if we cut it to 800? Probably not. All right. And then they'll test that for a while. I bet she does it for 600. Yeah. What if we get rid of her and we get 3 people at 200?
I know stories just like that.
We can have 3 times the productivity.
Yep.
And you know what? She doesn't have this college degree, or she's got a past. I don't know if we, maybe we need somebody with an MBA.
Yep.
Yep. Or can we have AI do her job?
Yeah. It's very real.
Instead of, or we'll get some teenager with AI
Yeah.
to see if they can replicate what she does. Let's just give it a try. So fire her, just bring somebody else in, and let's give it a try. If it doesn't work out, we'll try something else. So you're very expendable in the corporate world.
Yep.
Here, part of our structure, part of the DNA of network marketing is the companies want you to make more money.
Yes.
They actually emotionally want you
Yeah.
to make more. They'll recognize you. They'll say, go make double that amount.
Yes, they will.
They'll send you on trips in as a reward
Yep.
for making double the amount. It's like, huh? So my message to somebody who has their act together and is serving a business model that doesn't really care about them,
Yeah.
you can get a different quality of income and different quality of security and different quality of lifestyle
Yep.
in this model than you have in the one you have right now.
Yeah.
The people that I know that are in the high level professional, they're reps for different brands or different types of things. A childhood friend of mine, he's been a rep for Kind Bars. He's been a rep for Johnson & Johnson. He's been a high-end executive.
Yeah.
Right? Travels 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And that's just normal.
Yeah.
He gets on an airplane on Monday morning. He gets off an airplane on Friday afternoon, and he has a weekend, with his kids or grandkids, and he does it again and again and again. And that is normal.
Yeah. Very normal. I mean, it's my husband's life.
Yeah.
He was gone 2/3 of the year.
Yeah. It's normal.
Yeah.
So for those that have ever wondered if they could figure out something entrepreneurially where they could work for themselves, this is really the best of all worlds, because it's not true entrepreneurship, what we do.
Yeah.
You know that?
Oh, yeah.
We call it entrepreneurship, but it's not really, because you're not taking much risk.
No, you're not at all.
Your time risk is a thing.
Yep.
Tiny bit of financial risk, personal development risk, reputational risk. Yes, all that stuff, but you don't have a huge infrastructure.
No.
You don't have a huge burn and
No.
monthly cash that's got to go out the door. You don't have to invent an idea or come up with some product in order to be able to make your business work. That's handled for you.
Yep.
You got to be kind of a solopreneur.
Yep.
Build a team on your own, and as you get to a certain level, you might have a few employees. Do you have any employees, virtual or otherwise?
I do.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
many?
2.
Two.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Two. So how much does it cost for those 2 people on a monthly basis?
Right at $2,500.
$2,500 a month.
Yeah.
That's your infrastructure. How big is your office? No, I'm talking about outside your house.
Oh, don't.
Oh, you don't have one?
No.
Oh, really? How much do you have invested in your warehouse?
None.
None. How about your legal team?
Not one. No.
Oh, you don't have anybody?
No.
Compliance?
Nope. Don't
Product development?
None.
Branding?
None. Yeah.
So a couple thousand a month, and in exchange for that, you make $100,000 a month,
Yeah.
or so.
A little under. Yeah.
A little under $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
Most CPAs would be confused.
Yeah.
They're like, this profit margin doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Most corporations, if you're making $1 million a year, do you know how big that company has to be?
Oh, I know.
If you own the company,
Yeah.
it's got. Think about it this way: what would you have to have invested at, call it, a very high rate of interest, 10%, let's say,
Yeah.
in order to make what you make?
Oh, gosh.
$10 million, and then not touch it
Not touch it.
and
Yeah.
just take the interest. You'd have to have $10 million in an investment account in order to pay you $1 million a year.
Yep.
If you got 10%, most people don't.
Yeah.
Let's say you got 5%. Now it's $20 million.
Yeah.
That's what you've been able to build while somebody else takes care of the heavy lifting.
All the hard stuff.
Yeah, you
The
do
real hard stuff.
Well, you do the marketing stuff.
But
They do their role, and you
Right.
do your role. Crazy.
Yeah.
So congratulations on having a $20 million asset,
Thank you.
which is you,
Thank you.
right? And the team. And obviously, nobody does it by themselves, but take a leader out and watch what happens.
Always.
It doesn't produce at the same level.
No.
Talk to me about, give me a few of the lessons that you learned over these last 10 years or so.
Oh,
What are the big lessons that stand out?
one would be that I am the asset. That one was hard for me just because of my past, that I would be the asset in anything. And learning that, and not in a prideful way, but in a, I did the work, and I not only did I spend the money, but I spent the time to be mentored and to learn from the people who could teach me to be better, and then did the work. That people come and people go. They just do. And it can be so hard in a relationship business, but it really isn't personal. And I took it so personal in the beginning when that would happen, because it does. It stings, because it's not just, it's connected to so much. It's connected to our income. It's connected to the relationships, to the other people. We naturally edify like crazy in this business, right? It's what we do. And so I've just learned so much about just loving people well in and loving people well out is just as important. I mean, I'm even seeing some of that where people who went out, over the next shiny thing are back. And they wouldn't have been if everyone had been ugly, right? I think the third thing would be, I think you have to constantly check your ego, especially as you earn more, because just because your paycheck says one thing, it's not. There's seasons of momentum. There could be a product launch that helped to do that. There could be a leader came in that helped to do that, and I tell all my leaders, read Ego is the Enemy once a year. Just once a year, read the book. Just remind yourself, because I've just watched it. It was even me at one point in like 2019, 2020, because I hit a wave of momentum with a product, and I just felt invincible, right? And it wasn't developed. It was just a paycheck. And then I've seen it completely take people out of really good positions and really good income. And so just you got to watch your ego. You do.
Let me see if I find it here. Yep.
Oh, you have it.
So the book she talked about is called Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday.
Yeah.
Excellent book. The other book that I love of his, The Obstacle is the Way.
That is such a good one.
Anything that is getting in your way is actually working for you, not happening to you. Both are amazing, excellent, top bestsellers. Ryan Holiday's excellent author. So yeah, Obstacle is the Way, Ego is the Enemy. I think it's important to have a healthy ego. I think it's important to have to have self-worth.
Yes.
Sometimes in our avoidance of ego, we beat ourselves up. So you got to ride that line too.
Yeah, there's one way. Yeah.
Be proud of yourself, stand up for yourself, have a reasonable amount of self-worth, because if you have a low amount of self-worth, it'll manifest itself in negative aspects of your life.
Yep.
So there's both sides. Letting yourself get a little bit out of control, thinking that you're bigger deal than you are, is also an aspect. Talk to me. The world is changing dramatically. Talk to me about what you're seeing and what's working right now. What are the trends that are causing people to grow their business right now?
In person. Get face to face with people, and I think coming from someone who built pretty much exclusively on social media up until really the last few years, and being in your mentorship, and you telling us get on the road, get in person, and now doing that, and we just had one last night in South Dakota that I've got people doing them places now too. It makes a difference. It's that missing piece of what made it great, what made it so, when I say it, network marketing made it great all those years ago because people were meeting, they were getting to the next thing. And so get in the rooms. If there's an event with your company or with your team, go get in the room and take people with you. Like, that's just so important, to just lock arms with people and take people with you. And don't be afraid to have those in-home things again. We've gotten so far away from having that, I feel like that it just, like when we're doing these, we're seeing a 50% close rate by having people in person. It just makes a difference when people can. Zoom just never ever does the same. It's never ever the same. It's great. I'm glad we have it. I love the technology, but it just is never going to replace that. And then I think that you've got to be. I mean, I just say that every time you open your phone, I want you to see me. Like I've got to be both. I've got to have a presence on social media to meet new people, to get into to make the sphere of influence bigger. But I've also got to do the in person. And people, I think, overcomplicate even doing that. Like it's a lot of B-roll. And yes, I know there's all the new trends and the yapping. And okay, sure, pick one and do it. Pick one platform to do it. Stop trying to do all of them. I mean, I still to this day get the most from Facebook. It's always been my biggest generator, and it still is. But I think people just overcomplicate it and try to do everything at once. Oh, I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to do TikTok. I'm going to do Instagram. Just pick one. Just pick one and be really super duper consistent so people are always seeing you, and get in person with people. Like, don't be afraid to get involved locally. I mean, that's one of the things I'm working on is I have networks all over the country, and so I can tend to go other places. But locally, I'm like, I don't know anyone. Because when I'm home, I just want to be home because I travel so much. But that's an area that even my husband and I were talking about challenging ourselves in, is just being more visible locally, personally.
Yeah, I think it's chapter 7
that talks about
book. It. Yeah, it's be a networker, not just a network marketer.
Yep.
A lot of networkers struggle to have a network outside of the people in their team.
Yeah.
To actually know people.
Yeah, to just know people.
It's a discipline.
Yeah, well, and I am a part of another mastermind that has nothing to do with my industry, which has been so healthy for me.
Yeah.
So healthy for me. And what I'm learning is that we've just gotten in this thing in network marketing where there's not any real growth of the industry as a whole, because it's just companies swapping people. Right? It's just this team went here to went here to went here. What happened to the Tina Joy Carrolls of 2016?
Yep. They're still there.
Go find them. And that's what I'm really experiencing right now, is I'm just going to find those people, and people that I never would dreamed 10 years ago would have partnered with me, multimillionaires that have built huge things that are like, I want to know what you're doing, because I don't have to do any of that stuff. I can just show up here and do this piece of it.
Yep.
Executive vice presidents of companies who are just spent and exhausted from the corporate world, that never in a million years did I think people like that would want to partner with me. But it's from just a few things, being so crazy consistent and showing up over this last decade, which I know to someone starting right now may feel like forever, but it's so fast. It went by so fast, and it's going to pass anyways. Why not do something that makes a difference? And then just being open to evolving and changing as the times evolve and change, and stop being so stuck in, well, this is what I did and this is what worked and it's the only thing that'll work. Be open to hearing other things that'll work. Because it's been when I've been open, I mean, even to this day, I just announced one this morning of a concept that you brought to the mastermind that I went back and took to our company that changed things. Right? Just one simple concept. So be open to that.
What was that?
We call ours the Champion Circle, the recruiting 10 in a year. And it's been so wildly successful.
Yep.
And people love it. It gives them something to go after and to achieve that isn't related to rank.
Yeah.
Like their own personal rank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, let me speak to the audience just briefly. If you're super hungry and you're very, very serious, there's, for high level achievers, we have our next level mastermind, and you have to be earning at least 250,000 in network marketing in order to be eligible for that. If you are one of those people, you should talk to us and we should see if it's a fit for you. I would recommend it. If you email vip@networkmarketingpro.com, vip@networkmarketingpro.com, then we can talk to you about it. Second, for those who are not at that level, but are serious, like this is going to be your thing, you're ready to go. I have 10 spots available for one of my team to help you with a 12-month business plan, help you map out one-on-one via Zoom a 12-month business plan. Just 10 spots. That's all I have. The first 10 that send me an email at vip@networkmarketingpro.com. And if you put in the subject line coaching or 12-month, we'll contact you and schedule a free, no obligation coaching session with you, help you map out 12 months, see if we can help you to make that 12-month plan turn it into action, okay? 10 spots. If you're 250 earner or above, we should talk about Next Level Mastermind, vip@networkmarketingpro.com. If you're one of those 10 super hungry, you're ready to go, vip@networkmarketingpro.com. Just the first 10. After that, we don't have the capacity to be able to do it. Okay. So send us an email. We'll see if we can get you on the schedule. And that's it for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got value from my conversation with Tina Joy Carroll. Thank you, Tina, for coming in. And success leaves clues. If you pay attention to what's working, you pay attention. If you got something from this conversation that brought you value, my recommendation is pass this on to a friend, maybe listen to it again. Encourage somebody else to listen to it. Pay it forward. I'm sure that they'll thank you, and we will thank you for helping to spread the word out into the world. Until next time, everybody have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. See you social media. See you YouTube. Mwah, bye. Those of you who are on, don't drop off quite yet. Those of you who are on Zoom, because we're going to do a little 15 minutes of Q&A between Tina and myself. If you'd like to participate in that, just put into the chat any question that you have for Miss Tina or for myself.
I see so many of my sweet tea.
You see your friends over there?
I do.
So, hi, Sarah. I see Sarah Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
Rock star. And so I saw Sonara earlier.
Yeah.
So who's got a question?
Don't be shy. Ask the question.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
If you were starting over, what would you do? Go ahead. You answer that.
Oh, gosh. If I was starting over, I would talk to more people faster. That's it.
Quantity.
That's it.
Just do it ugly.
Just go do it ugly. You're going to mess up. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to be embarrassed when you go back and look at what you said. It doesn't matter. Just go talk to more people faster.
I would agree with that. Combination of that and learn the skills.
Yes.
Because if you don't learn the skills, you're going to be insecure and you're going to lack confidence. And if you're insecure and you lack confidence, you're going to stay fearful. You're going to take less action.
Yeah.
For me, treat the first year like it's university.
Yep.
If you earn during university, great. If you don't, great. I had a super interesting conversation with Marco Halznante a week ago or so. And he did a really interesting thing. And he did an expectation set. Mm-hmm. He said, when he welcomes somebody into the business, we're going to schedule 10 presentations.
Oh.
As quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And he says, we're going to do them together. I'll lead at the beginning. By the time we get to 10, you'll be leading most of it.
Okay.
But we're going to go through 10. And here's the secret to this. Pay attention to this, everybody. You're probably not going to sign any of those 10. And signing them is not the point.
It's to learn.
The point is to learn the presentation.
That's it.
So he sets that you're not going to get any customers or distributors from those 10. So when they do, they're thrilled.
Yeah.
They're absolutely thrilled. Instead of like, I thought I was going to get more. I only got 1 out of 10 or whatever. It's just like, no, this is about you learning.
Yeah.
It's not about you getting in these first 10.
Yeah.
They go, such a nice thing. Amy asks, how long did it take to forgive those who trafficked you?
Oh, gosh. That's a great question. You know, I wish I could tell you the exact time. I don't know the exact time. I'm just not angry anymore about it. And I don't, it's like what you said earlier, like everything shapes you into who you are and the hope that you're meant to bring into the world. And so I'm just not angry about it. I think that they lived in a dark world. And
were you angry for a while?
I don't know that I was angry. I think a better word would be just so confused. And again, I'm careful about, there's still parts of the story because the others involved haven't ever shared it, and I
Yeah.
don't want to expose that.
Fair,
That's their,
fair.
you know, I think more confused would be a good word. No, I think I was more angry. I know I was at why my mom left when I was little. More than that, even that had a more
How long
profound.
did it take you to forgive her?
Oh gosh, it was in network marketing when someone said to me, "Forgive her for not being the mother that you needed." And it just hit me like a ton of bricks because she really was, I believe at the time, thought she was doing the very best thing for me. And that is okay.
How long did it take to forgive you?
Oh, that was the hardest one.
For sure.
For sure. It was hard to forgive myself for what happened on that tailspin from like 2007, 2010, when I was just in a tailspin and nothing was making sense to anyone in the world, and it wasn't to me either, and what my children witnessed. That's what about took me out when I wanted to end my life, was because I just, it was so difficult to forgive me for what they had to go through and experience.
I would say to everybody listening is we can be so hard on ourselves, so mean to ourselves, that we're not skinny enough, we're not pretty enough, we weren't the leader we needed to be, we let our teams down, we let our upline down, we let our company down, we let our family down. What I would encourage you to do, and it's hard to do, especially if you struggle with self-worth, which I've battled with my whole life, is be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
I was talking to a top achiever last week, and he is brutal to himself. And my message to him, I wrote in the chat, I said, I'm going to give you some advice, and it's going to be hard for you to follow. He said, okay. And I wrote, be, period, kind, period, to, period, yourself, period. And he's like, oh, give me an easier assignment. Because I can be kind to others, I can forgive others, I can do all kinds of stuff with others and for others, but to myself, his habit was to like emotionally abuse himself. That you're nothing, you're nobody, you're a loser, you're lazy, you're terrible.
Yeah.
So be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Be a friend to you.
Yeah.
Give yourself some grace. You know what I mean? You had to go through a bunch of stuff to be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Janice, what is the best strategy to get started for success? As I'm retiring, going into this to succeed Janice Fleming. Okay, good. Sorry.
No, I mean, I would read the book GoPro to start with, learn those basic skills, and I would get started immediately. So when you learn skill one, go implement skill one.
Yeah.
There's no right time. It's right now. Right now is the right time, and it's not going to feel comfortable in the beginning. There's still. Even I've done this before. I've been to Eric's house dozens now of times, and it still makes me nervous. And I say that so that you understand that it's no matter how much you make, there's still going to be levels of you have to get uncomfortable, and this is just the first one. So just go get uncomfortable really quickly. Here's the really cool part, and I've been saying this so much lately in my own organization: is what's the worst thing that could happen? Your life stays the same.
Yeah.
That's it. Like your life just stays the same is the worst thing that could possibly happen. On the other side of that, the best thing that can happen is it actually changes your life forever. And it impacts other people by doing that. There's tens of thousands of people out there that you can impact by simply just taking the action.
The other thing I would tell you just generally, because the next question Tana asked is starting at 58 too late? Which makes me grin a little bit. I'm 62 and I'm reinventing myself as we speak. And I think I view life as chapters. I've had 5 distinct chapters in my life. And I'm most excited about this 6th chapter that I'm starting now more than the rest, because I take everything that I've learned in the first 5 chapters. I'm applying it into the 6th chapter. And I'm not expecting just 6 chapters. I'm expecting at least 10 chapters. But whatever you feel like you can't defend, promote.
Yes.
So if you're like, I'm 58 and like, gosh, I feel like I'm starting over. Go tell people I'm 58 and I'm starting over. What's your excuse?
Yeah.
There's a difference in posture of how you're going to say it. I'm 58, kind of embarrassed that I'm starting over. No, I'm 58. I'm reinventing my life right now. Who do you know that's ready to do the same? We should talk. So 58's young. Okay. In today's world, have you ever seen all the memes that like the Golden Girls were 40?
Crazy, right?
And Archie Bunker and
Yes.
Edith were 37. And
No.
like, what is going on?
What happened?
Like 20 years ago, old people look different
Yes, they did.
than what, 50-year-olds don't look like this. I mean, come on. So yeah, I mean, we're going to live a long time if we choose to. Right. And I think it's about health span, not just lifespan. We're going to live well longer.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember my grandma on my dad's side, she was old when she was 27. I mean, you look at pictures of her and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
she looks like she's 60
Yeah.
at 27 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, she was always old with the big perm. Remember the permanence?
Yes.
The house always smelled like permanent, whatever.
I can smell
remember
it.
that?
And boys are getting
Formaldehyde or
perms.
whatever it is?
Yes, and boys are getting perms now, and they're like,
Oh my God.
I don't know what singer
It was
or artist.
perms, and then my mom had the nail.
The press on
No, it was like the whatever the smelly stuff that put
Acrylic?
the acrylic or artificial nails. Oh, the smell of that
great.
in the house was
That's
just
great.
brutal. MJ asks, how do you help a new person who says they want to work the business understand that if they're not hungry, willing, and coachable at all times, you're not going to be able to spend your time with them? And then get that into your own head to realize your time is so valuable. It's not about being arrogant. It's business. Yeah. I will just tell you, it's letting people know the importance of willing, coachable, and hungry, and then coaching them into it. Mm-hmm. It's not one strike and you're out. It's more like 3 strikes and you're out. It's just like, look, this is what I've learned is a good investment. Somebody who's willing, coachable, and hungry. That's something that you can do. And it's a place that you can stay. And if you do, it's a really good investment of my time. And I'm happy to do it with you. If over time you've just continue to show me that you're not one of those 3, then I as much as it hurts me, I can't invest personal time. It's going to be more group time, so plug in, love you where you're at. When you're ready, I'm ready. But until then, it's like I cannot drag you across the finish line. I can't force you to do something you're not willing to do. So if you're willing to do it, great. But it's a process. You're going to have to coach people into that because they might not naturally be there. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I know MJ, and so she's very driven and amazing at what she does.
So she's expecting everybody else to be.
Yeah, that's it. And we, it's usually our expectation of people that lets us down. People are just being who they are, and sometimes it takes some people longer to get going than it did you. You're just very driven and ready to go from the get go, and most people aren't that way, and it just takes time. And so my thing would be ask them, what is it you want out of this? Some of the questions that you ask in GoPro, like how long, if you want to earn this amount of money, how long are you willing to invest to make that amount of money? How much time are you willing to invest in a day, in a week? And really paint that picture for them of what it looks like to actually earn that kind of income and get their commitment on the front end for how long that's going to take to get to where they want to be and how much of an investment of time that will be. And I think that'll help you instead of they're just not willing from the beginning. Maybe they just don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. We'll do a few more questions. I think it's Val. Val's, when somebody says they're interested but never takes the next step, what's your process for moving them from curiosity to commitment? I'm assuming this is a prospect. If it's a prospect, if it's a team member, I'll answer it both ways. If it's a team member that says, I really want to build this, but then it never does anything, they're operating from fear. So reduce down their assignments to something so ridiculously small and easy that it's not difficult for them to do. Don't give them a big assignment, give them a very small one in order to be able to move them forward. And then start to escalate from there. Even if they're talking big, but they don't take action, Don't give them a big assignment. Easier until you finally get some acceptance and and taking some action. And then ratchet it up. With prospects, they say they're interested. Something's in the way. They're probably not going to tell you. You just need to stay in conversation. Keep it light. Keep it light. There's a timing situation. Maybe they're semi-closed, or there's something going on in their life. They're not hungry enough, or they're distracted by work or family or something. Just stay in conversation. Just stay in conversation. Their timing at some point is just going to be, boom, they're ready. They get fired from Lowe's. Boom, they're ready. You know, where before they're fighting to keep their job, you know, and they weren't ready. You know, hadn't quite decided yet. So stay in conversation, wait for the moment where the timing lines up, and it's different for everybody. Nicole says, your story is so inspiring and just love listening to you. I feel so blessed, part of the company. Excellent conversation. Good. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you got value. We'll do Tiffany's as the last question. What's the best strategy to pitch opportunity to people you don't know? What do you think?
Oh, that's right. I mean, most of the people I pitched were people I didn't know. It just, hey, I'm building a business in your area, whatever area that is, like wherever you're prospecting people, right? If you're doing this on social media, like if it's the Nashville area, I'm building a business there. I would love to, have you take a look at what I'm doing right now in your area. Are you open to that? Like, very simple language. Like, it doesn't have to be like super elaborate. Just, I'm growing a business in your area. Are you open to taking a look and seeing what they say? You can also like friend people that have things in common with you. In the beginning, for me, it was Disney people, because I was a Disney person. It was going to be easy for them to be connected to me because of that. Now I attract a lot of people that are grandmothers because I'm a grandmother. And so find people that you have something in common with, but don't be afraid just to reach out. And the reality is, I think, Eric, over the 10 years I've done this, I've maybe had 2 or 3 people be ugly to me back. Like, what are you doing? I'm not interested in your pyramid thing. Blah. It's very rare that they do that. And when they do, I'm just like, I'm so sorry. It sounds like you're having a bad day, because I'm positive it's not about me. Right. And so, but just start talking to people and go make friends. And I know that social media has made it where we think we have friends because we have followers and we click the be friend button, but we're not networking with them. We're not having conversations with them. We're taking and we're not giving back. So go comment on their pictures. Go get in their stories. Go get in their inbox, and just seeing that you did this over the 4th, your family is beautiful. Well, actually, Lindsay, that you met back in 2019, who came with me, she was a stranger on the internet. I met her on the internet, and her husband was a yacht captain, and he was gone for work, and she was at home with a baby in a hurricane in South Florida. And I literally just messaged her and said, I just want you to know I'm praying for you and your son. I was genuinely praying for them. They were in a hurricane in South Florida. She ended up becoming one of the top income earners in my organization. She now still dabbles and earns an income, and she's a luxury real estate agent now and does very well doing that. But that came from a stranger on the internet, just by being a real human on the internet and having a real conversation with someone on the internet.
Yeah, if you get into more conversations in quantity, even if you're introverted, I'm an introverted person, get into more conversations, bring value any way you can, whether it's praying for somebody or any other value, thoughts, comments, recommendations, encouragement, anything. And then look for opportunities to pivot the conversation, to transition the conversation. We talk about a lot of those in ProCode, but my favorite probably is, have you ever started your own business?
That's a good one.
Just out of curiosity, have you ever started your own business? And whatever answer they give, I have a solution for. Because if they say, no, I haven't, why not? Well, because of this, this, and this. Well, if that's taken care of, would you ever want to? Or if they say, yes, I have, how's it going? Why? Yeah. Well, because of this, this, and this. Well, if that was handled, would you ever, consider doing something else in business that maybe is a little bit more profitable? Whether it's went terrible, they never did it, or they did it, it didn't work, or it didn't work as big as they wanted it to work, or whatever, I have an answer. Another one that I love is, where do you live? Where do you live? And whatever they say, you're not going to believe this. I'm looking to expand a business where you live. And I'm looking for some people. Do you know anybody who's ambitious, hungry, entrepreneurial, money motivated, could start part-time and maybe turn something into full-time, help me expand a brand in that market? if there was training involved and support involved, you know, because if you know somebody, I can make it worth your time, and then let them say, well, you know, tell me more about it. Right. So those are a couple of my favorites is like, where do you live? The other one is, have you ever started your own business? I think you'll get good answers from that. And it's just it's a right conversation to, you know, or you can even talk about AI if you wanted to. It's just the things that are going on in today's world. You know, is AI affecting your life, your world, your work? Do you think it's going to affect it more in the future? Have you ever thought about how you're going to hedge against that? How you're going to protect against that as that continues to progress? I found a way that I can, but have you thought about it yourself? Literally anything. It could be around product. It could be anything around family, faith, friends, hobbies, interests, anything. Just be in conversation, bring value, and then look for a transition conversation. Either they come to you and ask a question, or you come to them and pivot the conversation one way or the other. We talk about it in detail in ProCode. So what I will say is we got to wrap up, but I hope you got value from this conversation. And again, I'll let you know if you want to pick up a copy of ProCode, go to procodebook.com/Tina. If you want to get 10, then I'm happy to gift you a GoPro Insider. If you already have GoPro Insider, you can gift that to somebody else.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you're very, very serious, you know, like you're going to go to the top, you just need help in order to be able to make that happen. If you're very serious, email vip@networkmarketingpro.com, and I'll set up a one-on-one with one of our Network Marketing Pro advisors to help you map out a 12-month business plan. Okay. But I only have spots for 10.
Yeah.
So the first 10 that send an email to vip@networkmarketingpro.com, they'll get with you and get it on your schedule. So make sure you put your contact information in addition to email, if you don't check your email all the time, where they can SMS you or text you or whatever to be able to set up a one-on-one with you sometime in the next week or so. Okay. Yeah. Everybody have a fantastic day and a fantastic rest of your week, and wish these guys lots of fun at Kenny Chesney.
We're excited. Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Blast.
Take care, everybody.
Bye,
See you soon. Ciao, ciao.